stuck around your stack of bricks. Good afternoon around your place, almost. About another 20 minutes. Hey, Twin Towers, Motormouth Mall, stepping. I got down right there, breaker.
Well, son and Glenn in the band, big brother. Heard you out there wanting to give it down on you in the world of sound. Motormouth Mall, I think, son, and no dates today, but probably the best I've ever heard you. You got about the right amount of bass in that thing. Sure enough, Motormouth Mall, 27 within these Twin Towers in the Carolinas, right back.
27 Twin Towers. I appreciate the flowers over there. Ain't no doubt about that. You sounded superb over here around my hood, too. Ain't no doubt about it. Definitely good to hear you doing your thing, rocking and rolling in the world of sound. It's been a little while. I haven't heard any skip out there in a couple days. I didn't know if Mother Nature was going to be kind or not. At 27 Twin Towers, Motormouth Mall working the small ball peen hammer. And I got the Watergate rolling, by the way.
Carolina, no two ways about it. Got your forward modulation like always. Hey, Motormouth Mall. I hope you're having a blessed day out that road. Be back there.
410, there I am indeed. Yep, everything's all going well, swell. I got a couple little projects to work on over here, and I ain't gonna rush them. I'm just gonna sit back, kick back, and take my time, and we'll see how things go. But good to hear a little bit of Mother Nature. It's super to hear you up in here on my radio around North Carolina. Ain't no doubt about that. 27 Twin Towers. Motormouth Mall working the small ball peen hammer. With not a whole lot of not a lot of power, but a whole lot up on the tower. I got down.
That's what's up. That's what's up. 410. Always a pleasure on this end as well. Take care, 7-3. And I hear Bumblebee out there making a lot of noise. I believe Bumblebee out there is making some noise too. So I'm going to sit back and read the mail for a little bit. I appreciate the bump down to get back into chit-chat. 27 Twin Towers, Motormouth Mall working the small ball peen hammer. Got down. Your West Coast beast, sometimes called
Big Bad John.
Got down.
Cool driver, Henry Aim on the big step, Motormouth Mall. Sure enough, on this little old Henry, water cool Henry, sure enough, take care of Motormouth Mall. 27 working these Twin Towers in the Carolinas, stepping.
410, and you stepping in fine fashion. A 27 Twin Tower, before I go too far away, I do have a playback for you. Check it out one time. Cool driver, Henry Aim on the big step, Motormouth Mall. Sure enough, on this little old Henry, water cool Henry, sure enough, take care of Motormouth Mall. 27 working these Twin Towers in the Carolinas, stepping. And there you go, 27 Motormouth Mall, stepping. Bumblebee in the Carolinas. Hey, Bumblebee, I hear you too. I know you're talking down around Applejack's territory and all that, but I want to say hello to you too there, Bumblebee. Hey, Bumblebee, if you got any kind of a sloppy copy on me, Motormouth Mall waving and stepping.
Hey, Jack, I'm going to get out to you, man. Hey, Applejack, Bumblebee said I'm going to get on out to you, no doubt about it. Take it easy, Applejack. Hey, Applejack, Bumblebee say bye. I'm going to get out to you, Applejack.
Hey, 27 Twin Towers, can you hear Applejack? Hey, 27 Twin Towers, I was wondering if you could hear Applejack out there. Bumblebee is talking to Applejack to break.
No, I can't hear Applejack at all.
10-4, okay. Mother Nature's funny that way from time to time. I got down.
Sure enough, bye.
Good morning over there on YouTube. I see you both up in there, Stephen and Dwayne. Good to see you up in there. Good afternoon time to you, almost 8:45 a.m. over here around the central coast of California. But good afternoon coming up anyway. Motormouth Mall working the small ball peen hammer on a hump day. I got down.
what little skip there was out there disappeared. Terrible thing. Let me get my knees up and breathe. Hey, 459, I know we don't have the best of conditions, and I know you're talking to 1212. I'm going to say hello out there, 459. If you got any kind of a copy, a motor mouth ball working a small ball peen hammer. Got down right there, break. Take a peek down south a little bit more into Texas and see if there's anything going on around Texas or anything down around that neck of the woods. Motor mouth ball working a small ball peen hammer stepping. Station in my radio today was 27 Twin Towers. Thus far, motor mouth ball stepping. Sacktown, okay. Man, I sure wish we could get some north-south skip up that way. We haven't had any short skip up around Sacramento in a long time. I guess I'll sit back here, take a nap. I can't do that. I just woke up. Let me get my knees up in the breeze. I got down. Looking forward to hearing it, that's for sure. Or looking forward to getting people calling your name back anyway, whichever the case. But I'd like to hear it directly if I can. 721, motor mouth ball stepping. Hey, Snake Doctor, turn the skip on. Bootsy Collins says, turn those radios up. Let me get my knees up in the breeze. I made one contact this morning. That was it. 27 Twin Towers over there in North Carolina. That was all I got so far. See, when I point the antenna down south more toward Mexico a little bit more, I start getting some stuff over there on Channel 5 creeping up in the grass. So Mother Nature's not shifted over here yet, but we're waiting patiently. Can I hear Hawaiian Punch? Let me look up north. Hey, Hawaiian Punch, is that you? I'm looking up north. They're breaking.
Yeah, that's me. Hey, Motormouth. That's Hawaiian Punch, man. Your neighbor break.
Yeah, wow, you come up out of there nice and strong. I had the antenna looking east, actually southeast, and I could hear you in there, but I turned the antenna to the north, and you come blowing up in here like a house of fire, so... Real good job. Yeah, good to hear you up in there. How are things going up there on Atascadero, or I should say Santa Margarita, the break?
Doing pretty good. I got to attend a funeral today. That's why I'm home, or else I'd be at work. My wife's cousin's mother passed away, so. But yeah, everything else is good though, man. I heard you talking to the east, man. I heard a little backscatter of you. That's why I pointed your way and tried to holler at you, 410.
410, well, you certainly got my attention, and sorry to hear about the passing. That's never a good thing, and not really the best reason to get to stay home from work, that's for sure. But, man, you know, every life owes a death, and it's part of the human experience to break.
Oh, yeah. It's, unfortunately, it's better for her. Dialysis, staying in bed, going to dialysis, staying in bed. That's not a life. Hey, Motormouth Bob, but it's better. She's in a better place. No doubt about it. That's all I can say, yeah. But I got to pay my respects. You know how it goes. I've known the lady for a long time, so... Plus, it's my wife's cousin, so I got to attend. But you sounded all kinds of wonderful. Hey, Motormouth, you sounded all kinds of wonderful up here, no doubt.
410. Yep, definitely. Quality of life and quantity of life. You start weighing those out. And you start, you got to start putting the emphasis on the quality versus the quantity. And there's a point where... opening the eyes and living and breathing and ain't enough, you need a little bit more than that. So I know how that goes. Oh man, well you sound real good over here, by the way. Hey, did you got that ghost? You got the amp fixed, yeah?
Oh yeah. I got that fixed a long time ago, but I hardly turned it on. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got it fixed. I called my tech and kind of did some things over the phone. Worst comes to worst, I was going to, that's why I had asked you But I got it over taken care of, changed a few things, got it fixed, and it's up and running, no doubt. But, you know, I hardly turn it on unless I need it. You know how it goes. I'm not here all the time unless Mother Nature comes my way and I have time. Been busy too much working, man. It's just the way it goes. I haven't retired yet, Motormouth Bob Break.
Well, I tell you what, it's don't look forward to it because I found being retired. I gotta say that right. Being retired, you get more things to do than you did when you were working. So if you like your free time, keep working.
Well, I am. I can retire now at Social Security, you know, but I'm gonna wait till 4 more years, man. If God permits, my health is still good. Don't take no medication. Just Tylenol if I have a hangover or something. But yeah, I'll be 67 4 more years, and hopefully I'll probably if I'm not, you know, still installing heaters, water heaters, doors, you know, I still do assessment. But shit, I've been in our company 45 years, Motormouth. But if I just do the assessment, I might just stick in there, do a part-time thing. You know what they say, you know, you stay home, shit happens, man. But no, I'm doing real good for my age. I'll be 64. I'll be 64 come January 4/10.
Wow, what a trip. Very good. Yeah, you got 4 years on me. I just turned 60, so yeah, and they do say a lot of the times, you know, when people retire and they get stagnant and they start sitting at home, sitting on the couch watching TV, that's when the end is near. You know, you got to keep busy, you got to keep occupied, and if that's work, it's work. If it's projects, it's projects. But you cannot sit still. You got to keep going, and you know, not just for the now, but they have the goals and the projects and the things that you want to do to keep having that, you know, moving forward. Because once all that goes away, that's the beginning of the end. Ain't no doubt about that. And yeah, I don't know. I've got myself pretty, you know, I got irons in the fire all the time, and I've got a little bit of that ADHD or whatever going on, so I bounce from one thing to the other. I don't have any boredom over here, that's for sure. So plenty of things to keep me occupied, and so I'm not worried about it. But if all that went away, I think I would start worrying. And I took up rollerblading again. The doggone roller rink's closed until the 25th because of the fair. You know, they got that Santa Barbara County Fair, but at the fairgrounds. But once that's over and done with, and they get that cleaned up and back opened up again on the 25th, I'll go back to rollerblading. But I've been doing that every weekend, and sometimes 2 or 3 days. You know, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Skate 2 hours here, 2.5 hours there, another 2.5 hours there, and man, it's getting me back in shape again. I was starting to dwindle away and get kind of heavy, you know, and anyway, so radio and cars and working on little projects here and there around the ranch don't do much for your cardio or your you know, keeping you in good shape. So anyway, I've been doing the rollerblading thing again, and it feels good. Anyway. Hey, good to hear you up in there, Hawaiian Punch. Definitely a pleasure getting to hear you up in there. And it's not DX, but I'll take what I can get at this point. You know, I don't do any local talking down here. We don't have anybody left anywhere. You know, either they passed away or they're no longer interested in radio. They don't spend much time out here, so, you know, there's nothing to talk to locally. So really, if the skip rolls in, that's about all there is. And I just happened to have this thing turned on when I heard you calling me, and I was like, oh, man, I got to turn this antenna up there around Santa Margarita and see if I can't make the trip over there. Oh, man. By the way, I got a quick playback, and I told you before that Hermes light sounds incredible, and it does. So I want you to hear it one more time while I can do this playback primarily for a test.
I can retire now at Social Security, you know, but I'm going to wait till 4 more years, man.
You sound like you're sitting...
If God permits, my health is still good. Don't take no medication. Just Tylenol if I have a hangover or something.
You sound good. You sound like you're sitting right here in the studio, Hawaiian Punch. Motormouth Mall cruising.
410. Well, I appreciate it. Well, check this out, Motormouth.
Oh man, well you sound real good over here. By the way, hey, did you got that Ghost? You got the amp fixed, yeah?
Oh yeah. I got that fixed a long time ago, but I hardly turned it on. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got it fixed. I called my tech and kind of did some things over the phone. You know, worst comes to worst, I was gonna. That's why I had asked you. But I got it over taken care of. Changed a few things. Got it fixed, and it's up and running, no doubt. But you know, I hardly turn it on unless I need it. You know how it goes. I'm not here all the time unless Mother Nature comes my way and I have time. Been busy too much working, man. It's just the way it goes. I am a retired jet Motormouth Bob Break.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's don't look forward to it because I found being retired, I gotta say that right. Being retired, you get more things to do than you did when you were working. So if you like your free time, keep working. Holy cow, I got a lot of bass up in there, a little bit more bass than I probably need. I could probably turn some of that off like that right there. Does that sound better? Hey, Hawaiian Punch, I just turned some of that bottom end out of there, and that might have made a difference. Hawaiian Punch, Motormouth Mall cruising, I got down brake. And that might have made a difference. Hawaiian Punch, Motormouth Mall cruising, I got down brake. Oh, yeah, that's what it needed. Okay, very good. Yeah, I didn't need that extra bottom end up in there. That'll work right there, right now. Ain't no doubt about that. Man, I gotta love that Hermes light. That instant playback, the recording quality, the playback quality, the audio quality, everything you got it going on over there. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I'm still learning, Motormouth Ma. You guys are all the technicians and all this audio stuff in there. I'm still learning, but I tried. I appreciate you said it was sounding okay. I got it where there's a lot of shit going on in this computer, man. There's so much stuff to do, and I'm not even through it all. It takes me a while to get things going, but I'm learning it. I really do like it. The playbacks, according to other people, and like what you said, the audio quality coming out of it, transmit and receive, they say it sounds good. And then I'm listening to it over here on my end. I hope it satisfies your ears over there, 410.
Sure does. It absolutely sounds flawless. I mean, like you're sitting right there in the studio, and it doesn't get any better, I don't think. So yeah, you definitely. What major difference I think is it's kind of a broadcast sounding, and I think I pushed mine a little bit more toward a CB sound. I've got a little bit more of the reverb going in mine, and you have more of that flat, like an AM commercial broadcast sound, which I kind of like actually. It's really kind of weird. My ears like to listen to the people without the reverb, but when I'm transmitting, my ears want to hear the reverb. I know that. I think it's a psychological thing. But I really like the way you got that thing set up. One more playback.
I'm still learning, Motormouth Ma. You guys are all the technicians and all this audio stuff in there. I'm still learning, but I tried. I appreciate you said it was sounding okay. I got it where there's a lot of shit going on in this computer, man. There's so much stuff to do, and I'm not even through it all. It takes me a while to get things going, but I'm learning it. I really do like it. The playbacks, according to other people, and like what you said, the audio quality coming out of it, transmit and receive, they say it sounds good. And then I'm listening to it over here on my end. I hope it satisfies your ears over there, 410.
It certainly does. And you can hear that playback. Bodacious.
Hey, Motormouth, I got what's the trip about this on the receiving part coming in on here. It's flatlined over here, where what you're sounding like, that's what your radio sounds like. But it's weird, because if you don't add no treble, this and that to the receiving part, just leave it flatlined the way you sound, Oh, man, I when I listen to other people that, there's a lot of good radios out there, but when somebody has it set right, you notice a big difference on people's stations. That's why I leave the receiving part flatline, just, no mess with no EQ, no nothing this or that, no adjusting how they sound. Is whatever they sound like, that's what I record. 410.
Yep, that's how I do it over here too. And a lot of the times I got to suffer through some narrow-sounding radios and some that don't sound as good as I would like them to sound. But then when a station like yours rolls up in here and my subwoofer works and the speakers work and the headphones sound good, and man, I tell you what, it lets you know everything's right. So. You're doing it right. Ain't no doubt about it. Leave it flat. Let it be what it's going to be. And if the person can put some good quality, good wideband, and when we say wideband, a lot of people take that to the extreme and they start talking about how wide the signal is. It's not about how wide the signal is. It's about how much balance there is between the width that we want and the bottom end we can get. And I tell you what, when I hear that coming through my radio like you got it going on right now, holy smokes, it sounds good.
Yeah, 410. Well, that's the part of learning. I mean, I never had one of these, and then, putting a Cobra 2000 in, a Yaesu sounds good too, and everything, but when you start playing with this, these Hermes and SDR stuff, it's just amazing how it blows me away. But, oh, well, it is to what it is. Some people don't like it. Some people do. If they were start playing with it more. Yeah, old Benjamin, the Carolinas, Black Smoke, man, he called me because I was talking to him one day, and he called me. He has my phone number, and he asked me, what are you talking on, man? And I go, well, a little old Hermes Light, man. He goes, holy crap, man. He goes, dude, you need to, let me ask you, man, you send me some info on that? And I go, well, dude, I'm not the one to be asking about all this, dude. Somebody set me up. I bought from 2020, I told him I bought the whole thing, shebang, the mic, the SDR, the computer even, all set up and everything for $300, man. And I've been playing with it. And he goes, well, I could turn you on to somebody that knows about it, but let me ask him first, So I guess he's going to get hooked up and try to do an SDR over there in the Carolinas. 410.
Well, it's going to be awesome. I've been helping him a little bit here and there too, I know, and so he's got the voice too. Imagine you can hear his voice, and you know how he sounds. He's got them pipes. Imagine him on an SDR. Holy smokes! It's funny. All these years in this game of radio, and the one biggest, and it's taken a long time to get this idea coming across. But the number one thing, it's not about the watts, it's not about the power, it's not about the swang and the bang, it's about the bandwidth and the control of the audio. And a lot of people, those who knew wouldn't say much, and those who didn't know. But now now that the cat, so to speak, is out of the bag, and bandwidth is now a thing, people are now understanding about controlling that bandwidth. That's what's taken the game to the next level. It's not whether you're SDR or direct injected or whatever. Being able to control that bandwidth is the thing. And all these years, nobody ever really did much with bandwidth, and nobody really cared to hear much about the bottom end and all that. But it's what's separating the big sounding stations from the other sounding stations, and it's not, it's what our ears hear. Who said it? It was 12 Gauge said it, and I know Reverend Dr. 455 passes it on a lot. We talk to sounds, not to pounds. And the more energy you can cram in the signal, intelligible energy that you can cram in the signal, the more impressive the signal is going to sound. And that's just that's where this Hermes Light thing is kind of going. It's doing it in a different way, but it's achieving that. And that's the name of the game. And that's what's happening in this hobby. It's really kind of cool to see it going and progressing in that direction, Jabri.
Oh yeah, well, and it doesn't cost that much for that, like the Apache Lab, how expensive it is and stuff like that. But $300 and get you a nice computer and this mic is a cheap ass mic. It's a $25 mic, mind you. But anyway, and you're off and starting. I'm just kind of. Like I said, man, I've been listening when Skip's running and when I'm in here. I've just been listening to people talk on their radios. And I've known them for a lot of years, over the years. They just, not hardly out there. But when the quality of audio coming out of the station, they spend some time. Either if they're running not in SDR or how they got their radio set up, they're the head of the game. 410.
Absolutely, yep, you can tell. That's for doggone sure. But, I tell you, you sound as good, if not better than, and I'm going to put an emphasis on better than, some of the stations that I listen to on 75 meters. I hear a lot of good sounding stations on 75 meters, don't get me wrong. There's some, a lot of they know what they're doing. But nevertheless, when your ears hear what the ears hear, and the audio coming off of your station is pleasant, it's long-term listenable, it's balanced, it's big and full and rich. It's perfect, and it's all within the bandwidth. It's within our channel. You're not putting a big old long thing that splatters across the band and starts at the top of the carrier and works its way down like a pyramid. It's perfect. So, man, I tell you what, you definitely got it going on. And I think as more people hear stuff like that, more people are going to gravitate towards that, because it's kind of like, what would you rather put on the track? A stock Volkswagen Bug or a big block Chevelle, I mean, what you're doing is like a big block Chevelle, the break.
That's what I take it. I take it. I'd rather run the big block Chevrolet myself, man. Yeah, hey, Motormouth, I appreciate you, because you're more of those technicians with audio and understand this stuff. Sometimes when you talk and say this and say that, it's like, it's over the top of me, because you've been in the game so long. But to me, coming from you and listening to what I got to say, you put a big old grin on my chin. 410.
410. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, the only thing that, you got between the bandwidth and the linearity and the antenna working for you, and everything's all doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. The only thing that you can do from that point going forward, if you wanted to, would be to try to get the signal to be louder. But there's that point where, if you push that too far, and I do this a lot myself, so I know from experience, there's a point where you push it too far, you got to start sacrificing something. And usually what you got to start sacrificing is the bottom end. and then you lose that fullness and that richness. And so the hard part now is, just how RF is an exponential curve. It takes 4 times the increase in power to get 1 more S unit. And so, you keep going up in these increments, and there's a point of diminishing returns. Well, that's how it is with the audio. And you're at the point of diminishing returns right now. And the only thing you can do is play with psychoacoustics to try to make it sound a little bit louder if you wanted to. But you don't need to. You don't even need to want to, because it sounds so doggone good over here. And I got the proof. I'm listening to it in my headphones. I'm listening to it on my speakers, and I'm playing it on YouTube. Matter of fact, I should check YouTube. And, hey, Richard, I see you up in there. A big old wave to you. 850 Mule Skinner, good to see you up there on Oregon. Snake Doctor's still up in there, I think. And, no Skip out there around Snake Doctor's neck of the woods either, by the way. So, yeah, we got the proof in the pudding over here showing you that thing is working and walking and talking. That's for doggone sure. At this point, the name of the game is just psychoacoustics, you know. It's with the commercial broadcasters. All of them kind of sort of get that blank slate, you know. They all got the transmitters that can do the same bandwidth and everything else, but some sound different than others. The signature sounds, and that's all in the audio processing gear. So, you know, that's the only direction you can really go to make it better, unless you can increase your signal strength by 10 times, you know.
Right. Well, I don't know what that did for it right there, Motormouth Mo. I know you were saying that I need a little bit to get a little bit louder, but it's working for me. But I don't know what that did for a little bit. I just kind of playing around. I know if I don't go to the profiles and save this stuff, it'll change on me. But I played around with it right there. But I don't know if that'll do any justice. Motormouth Mall, your neighbor. Punch, getting down.
I wasn't looking at signal strength, but it sounded like it got a little bit heavier, a little bit bassier. And I wouldn't change much. I wouldn't go messing with it. You got it so good right now. I mean, it really is perfect. It's great. So I wouldn't change too much. But I didn't see a before and after right away, and I wasn't looking at the signal strength. So I'm going to guess that it just got a little bit more bottom end, a little bit bassier. But I'm not sure what you did there, Break.
Yeah, well, I'll just leave it at that, man, because it'll go back to it. If I don't save it inside the profiles, it'll go right back. I was just messing with it. I moved up the bottom end just a hair. But you said, I know what you mean. If you start moving it too much, it's going to get out of the bandwidth. Is that correct?
Yeah, you don't want to bump it up too much more. You got the right amount of bass. I wouldn't put up any more in there. I thought I like it where it is now. I definitely like it where it is, but I wouldn't bump too much more. You know, it's funny. A while back, even up to about, I guess it was about 6 months, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, I was using these Bear Dynamic DT770 headphones, and I thought they were pretty good headphones. I liked them. They sounded good for a lot of stuff, you know. And I thought, I got this, and I'm going to put them on, and that's what I use to do all my tuning with. And then I got an estate sale up there in the Atascadero, and not too far from you. I bought out everything from a guy up there in the Atascadero. And anyway, in that estate sale were these headphones called Sony MDR V150s. And I put them on because I put the 770s in the van. And I didn't want to walk out to the van to go get the 770s. So I put on these little Sonys, thinking, I'm going to just put them on for a little bit. And I was like, holy cow, what happened? There's all kinds of bottom end up in there. And so anyway, I started turning down my audio and adjusting my audio using the Sony headphones. And I realized that the headphones play a big part. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't realize how bad the 770s were. Anyway, the headphones play a major important part on what you're doing. So, you know, if you're monitoring and you start bumping up a lot of bass, make sure that you're listening to headphones that let you hear the bass, so you don't have to put too much bass, because too much bass translates in muddy, muffled, kind of whatever on the other end. So, and I think you might be at the edge right now of you don't want to put any more bass, but you got enough to make it sound heavy and full and fat, and you sound like you're 7 feet tall, the breaker.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it would make a difference. I didn't have no earphones on, but yeah, it does make a difference when I'm transmitting. I can hear myself, what it's sounding like. I understand that, yeah. But I'll get the hang of it, and like I said, I'll leave it the way I have it, and just talk on it. Like I said, I've been so far, you know, when I'm out there, and I haven't had this long, but when I'm out there and doing what I'm doing, I had a lot of confidence. 549 told me that too. Dang, Punch, man, this is the best sounding radio I've heard you. I go, well, I appreciate it, but it's working.
Yep. Well, I'm going to agree with them. And I think a lot of other people will agree with them as well. So real good job and all that. So, yep, very cool. I think you made the right choice, went the right direction, and doing all the right things. Ain't no doubt about it.
410 Motormouth. Well, I appreciate you talking. I'm going to go run and get me a cup of mud. I only had one cup of mud, so it's time to get me another cup and run in the other room. And like I said, my shack in here is, it's probably I would say 9 foot by 10, and it's real confined here. So it's not like a big room where I could put everything in one corner and I'm away from it and everything. And when I do run my driver or I got my driver on now, but when I run my big box, people told me they don't hear nothing out of it. So that made me a feeling. When I used to run my other radios, they used to hear the fan, the blower, this, that, the air conditioner. But they say they don't hear it now, and that's a trip.
Yeah, no, there's nothing but your audio, nothing but your voice. The bigness is not coming from microphone gain. The bigness is coming from bandwidth, proper bandwidth and all that. So, yeah, no, that's it's perfect right there the way it is. Ain't no doubt about that. And yeah, this is definitely the right direction for the hobby to go. I wish everybody sounded like you did. It would not just please me and the people on the receiving end, but it would please them too. If everybody did that, man, I tell you what, it'd be awesome. Anyway, we're slowly getting that direction. I think it's going to happen before long. I'm going to flip a switch over here, turn off that one reverb a little bit, see what that does to the audio. Maybe your recording will show this. Here, I'll put it back on. Do a recording starting right about now. Hey, Hawaiian Punch. I'm going to give you a recording with and without this one reverb turned on. I got the reverb. It's an Oral River reverb turned on right now, and I'm going to turn it off right about there. I just turned the Oral River reverb off, and we'll see what that does. Hawaiian Punch, Motor Mouth Mall, cruising and got down. About now, hey, Hawaiian Punch. I'm going to give you a recording with and without this one reverb turned on. I got the reverb. It's an Oral River reverb turned on right now, and I'm going to turn it off right about there. I just turned the Oral River reverb off, and we'll see what that does. Hawaiian Punch, Motor Mouth Mall, cruising and got down. I kind of like it with it off. Okay, I think I'll leave that one off. I've got two reverbs in here, and I didn't think I needed them both. So I figured I'd turn off the one and let it bypass and see how that does for a little bit there. Ain't no doubt about it. Hey, Hawaiian Punch, Motor Mouth Mall working the small, but the only other reverb I have is this E. Kramer plug-in that I have down here at the bottom of the chain somewhere. Where is it? I got an E. Kramer plug-in right about. I gotta scroll down. I got a lot of plug-ins in this chain. There it is, E. Kramer. So I can bypass this one here, and that sounds a little flatter yet again. A Hawaiian Punch, Motor Mouth Mall working the small ball peen hammer. Steppin' breaker. So I figured I'd turn off the one and let it bypass and see how that does for a little bit there. Ain't no doubt about it. Hey, Hawaiian Punch, Motor Mouth Mall working the small, but the only other reverb I have is this E. Kramer plug-in that I have down here at the bottom of the chain somewhere. Where is it? I got an E. Kramer plug-in right about. Scroll down. I got a lot of plug-ins in this chain. There it is, E. Kramer. So I can bypass this one here, and that sounds a little flatter yet again. The Hawaiian Punch, Motor Mouth Mall working the small ball peen hammer. Not too bad, not too negatively noticeable. That's for darn sure. All right, good deal. Appreciate that, Hawaiian Punch. With the reverb that you're hearing now in my audio is pretty much coming from mic gain in the room. There are no other reverbs in my chain that I know of. I double check over here. Nope, there's no other reverb in the chain. So all the other reverb in my audio is coming from mic gain and the room effect. So I guess you could call that natural, pardon me, I got a frog in my throat. You can call that natural reverb there, Break.
Yeah, is that a Motormouth? Is that your room? Is it is it all sheetrocked, or is it all tin, or are you in actually with those studio things on the wall, or is it just wide open in your radio room?
It's a 12 by 15 or 12 by 17. I think it's 12 by 17 room, 10-foot ceilings, sheetrock on the ceiling, and a 4 by 8 glass panel right here on my left side, and then the walls have a thin outdoor carpet on all the walls. All the walls are like a thin. I don't know if it does a whole lot for acoustics, but I mainly wanted it for the aesthetics and the looks. But yeah, it's a pretty big room, and I got a lot of mic gain, and I'm about 6 inches away from the microphone to break.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah. No. It sounds marvelous over here. You always sound marvelous. I don't care where you're talking, man, all over the world, man. People they know. Yeah, you're one to talk about all these years, man. A lot of people I go through Facebook, a lot of different rooms and stuff, and when they hear your voice out there, their heads turn. Poor Dan.
10-4. Yeah, I didn't want to sound like anybody else. And I don't mind pushing the audio, trying to, get a little bit more. And sometimes I go over the edge, and sometimes it's not so good, That's sort of the way you get where you got to go, You got to just try different things. The other thing I want to try here is this tube emulation. I can turn the tube emulation up just a little bit there to give you a little bit more heaviness in the audio. There's a little bit more tube emulation up in there. That's on the modulator. I haven't turned that knob in a long time. But yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, Hawaiian Punch. But your audio is one of them audios now, too, Debris.
Well, I'm getting there. Yeah, you got. I'm sure this thing can do the same thing. Do a lot of turn this, turn that, move this, move that. But, dude, you know how to get back. Right now, for me, I'll leave it at that. But that's one thing about you. You like playing around. I've heard people tell you, "Hey, Motormouth, just leave it alone." This and that. But I know you know what you're doing. You just like messing with people. Like, I'll do this, do that, and then they tell you sound like shit. Just leave it alone and everything, and you put it right back the next few minutes. People take days and weeks to get back to where it was. But you know what you're doing. You play around with that shit long enough. You got too many knobs to make it do this, make it do that, make it all. But shit. I need to pay attention more for 10.
10-4. Well, you get some free time sometime next time you find yourself in Santa Maria. Give me a call, stop on by over here, and I'll show you, all of what I'm doing over and above the radio itself. The radio, is flat. It does what it does. But I'll show you all the hoops that I'm putting the audio through before it gets from the microphone to the radio, before it gets in the radio. It does a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And most of it, the emphasis is on harmonics. It's just trying to utilize saturation and harmonics to get the audio to sound the way I want it to sound and still maintain some of what's supposed to be there. It doesn't sound like me in real life. You've talked to me. You've talked to me in real life. You know what I really sound like, and this don't sound like me there, Break.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I know. That's what I'm saying. If anybody was to know you and to talk to you personally, they would say, "Holy shit, Motormouth Mall Station, man." But yeah, I will do that. I appreciate taking me up on that. I'll take you up on that. When I'll get some free time or something, I'll call you up, and I like to, anything to improve and where I'm going, which way I'm going for small watts I run and get the audio right and tight. Because like I said, I ain't no big man with power. So, but if I could get the audio and position and condition, I think I'm going to do well. 410.
Without a doubt. And yes, Mr. Nobody, I am pointed north, and you can hear me up there in Idaho. And so that's a good thing. And yeah, I think, like I said, you got it 99.9% where you want it. I think I'd be happy right where it is. I wouldn't change it, but, part of this hobby is always looking to try to do a little bit something different and make it go to the next level. And the only next level things you can do is all in processing. And once you get a taste of how that works, you'll be able to see, what you can do on your end. Take it to that next level, and I'll show you all that I'm doing over here. It's really easy, and it's really not expensive either. It's another PC, so $195 on Amazon for a i7 quad-core processor PC and a $49 Behringer UM2 interface. Plug your existing microphone, your $25 microphone into the interface, and USB cable to the computer and the output from the interface into your radio. And then it's just a matter of all the plug-ins and what you do with them at that point. But that gives you so much versatility and flexibility. It's not about more, right? It's not about getting more. It's about doing more within the constraints that we have to stay in. And the audio processing is what allows you to do that.
410, yeah, I'll do. I will. I'll take you up. Like I said, I got your number and everything, and I'll take you up on there. And I know other people up there. You got conditions up north, so, man, I know they want to do some talking. They're going to cut me off. I'm going to go run in the room and get some coffee. Hey, Motormouth, I appreciate the talk, and I will get a hold of you, no doubt. Motormouth Ball, your neighbor, Punch, West Side. I'm back at
410, and you can hear Hawaiian Punch can hear, nobody can hear you up there too, Hawaiian Punch, and he says audio sounds good on both ends, and yeah, go get some more coffee. We'll catch you a bit later on. I'm going to get back on the side, read the mail for a little bit, see if I can hear a little bit of stuff up there on northwest corner. And I got my coffee cup is pretty much empty, so I just got through finishing up 24 ounces of coffee while we were talking, and I got a little bit more in the house too, so I can go grab some more mud as well. Hey, Hawaiian Punch, always a pleasure with the double measure. Take care, 7-3, and we'll catch you another time, another way. And yeah, you get me, let me know when you're down here and stop by and visit for a while, and I'll show you all this crazy stuff I got going on here, which is really simple, and I'll give you a hint. Bring a thumb drive. I'll see you.
410, I'll do that. My pleasure. Thanks a lot, Motormouth Mall. I'm off to the kitchen. Bye.
410. Bye. Is somebody up in the northwest corner going to drop that mall out there? Hey, Mr. Nobody, you got your radio turned on or just on YouTube, the break? You're making it right in the noise. I got my antenna looking more toward Idaho right now. I was looking up north into Washington, Oregon, up toward Santa Margarita, toward Hawaiian Punch. But I spun the antenna over toward Idaho a little bit more, and I can hear you roll up in there, Mr. Nobody, Motormouth Mall, cruising. And Mother Nature not quite being all the way there yet. Customs, Mr. 409, Motor Mouth Mall working the small ball, peen hammer waving. That's the way Mother Nature is. The way it goes, from time to time, I got down right there, breaker, and I'm out. I'm going to get out of here for a little while. We'll see if Mother Nature comes back a little bit later on and say 73. So everybody for now, been a whole lot of fun. Even though there was no skip talking going on there, except for 27 Twin Towers, it was sure good to hear Hawaiian Punch up in there and put the speak and spoke on him for a while. We're at 59 minutes and 51 seconds, so I'm going to call it quits at an hour and say 73's Motor Mouth Mall stepping by. Bye.
Hey, we're waving right on back. Motor Mouth Mall, we're waving right on back. You take care and you be safe out there. And we'll be sitting out here just listening, Mr. Nobody, Eastside, Washington State.
Oh, you're blowing smoke there. Hey, Mr. Nobody, I heard you roll up in there like you're sitting up in my driveway there, Brayton.
410 Roger, yeah, Mother Nature, she floating back and forth. You went from the 8 to 9 up to a 20 again, and so I just want to jump in there before you got off the radio, and I wish you a happy day.
410, I sure appreciate that. Big old wave your way, and hope everything's all well and swell. I'll be out here off and on throughout the day. I got a couple of things to work on over here. But I tell you what, that audio you got there is bodacious, sounds superb, and sound like you might be on a Hermes Light too, Debris.
Yeah, As a 410, Roger. Yeah, I'm on the Hermes Light too. I got just a couple stock plugins, but I got to work on a little more, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I just got to hear it some more and see how it sounds. 410.
You know, I'm curious about something. I have a Hermes Light, but it's still in the box. I haven't put it back together, or not back together. I haven't put it together yet. I haven't even done anything. I opened the box, and that's as far as I got. But now you can run plug-ins in the Hermes Light. Can you run any VST that you want, or do you have to run specific plug-ins?
No, I think you can run pretty much what you want. I got the Thetis program, but with the microphone that I have, it's got whatever it came with. And I don't really, Squeaker would be the one to ask about that because he's a lot more in tune than me. I just kind of clickety-clackety the buttons and cross my fingers and hope for the best.
10-4. Well, are you running the microphone into a program on that computer, out of that program, into the Hermes Light, or the plugins are actually in Hermes Light, and the audio from the microphone is going into the Hermes Light, and then the computer is doing everything within Hermes Light? Is that how that's working?
I just plugged the USB microphone into the side of the computer, and then it popped up that it had a program that came with the microphone. And, I kind of messed with it, but I don't think it's really changing anything in my audio chain. I have a feeling that most of the equalizing is all in the Thetis program, which I haven't really touched any of that. So I don't think there's really anything added to this audio.
Oh, Roger, okay, Roger. Yeah, I was just thinking, man, if that's the way, if the Hermes Light computer is doing all the audio processing as well as running Hermes Light, Thetis and audio processing all in one machine, that's kind of cool. I didn't know if you could do that or not, and if that's how it's working, then that's cool. Yeah, I use a whole dedicated computer for audio processing, but it'd be really cool if I could run, this audio processing software on the same computer as the Hermes Light. I guess it's just a matter of how good a computer you got to break. Hey, did I hear Dynamite? Who was that? Who was standing by? Bad habit over there talking to Roadmaster. Hey, Bad Habit, I'll say hello to you one time. Do me a big old favor and tell Roadmaster I said hello. Hey, Bad Habit, if you got any kind of a sloppy copy, Motor Mouth Mall cruising this thing, got down right there, breaker.
Roadmaster, make sure you tell Melvin his friend out Nebraska said hello. Take care, Roadmaster.
Get back on Bad Habit. Motor Mouth Mall working a small ball, peen hammer, stepping. They got down right there. And yeah, Mr. Nobody, I guess conditions dropped right out pretty fast. Terrible thing. All right, catch you later on. Catch you later there, Stephen. I see you've been there as well. Motor Mouth Mall stepping. Have a good day out there. Don't work too hard. Motor Mouth Mall stepping. And I'm out. Hey, 511, while you're on the big island of Hawaii, a 511, big old wave your way. 511 while you're in the back of the antenna, while I'm looking east, and you're on the big back side of this beam. You're working that thing. That's for doggone sure. 511 around the big island. Motor mouth mall working the small ball peen mall, waving and stepping break. Bartender 511, you have a real good day out there. Enjoy it to its fullest, and welcome to the up-and-coming weekend. It'll be here before you know it. 511 Motor Mouth Mall cruising. I got down.